Good morning, guys. So it's about, I don't know, 74 degrees out here, Austin, Texas. And it's not, temperature-wise, not hot at all. Humidity-wise, I'm sweating my A off. God, this sucks. It's like being in a locker room shower. Ugh. Looks like something got into it down there. I really hope that was an animal. You know, I sort of feel bad for the animal, but you know, we don't want it to be a skater. Good morning, Killian. Dab. How you doing, dog? You gonna hit that coping today? In the 6-foot section? Maybe? You don't have to. Don't even push it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing right here in the shallow end. Get really proficient at it. What? You're gonna do that over there? All right, guys. So he has this line where he rolls over this hip and he rolls into the 6-foot bowl. And he's been, I think, as closest is about 8 inches away from that coping. There's no doubt. It's just a matter of how bad he wants to do it. If he wants to do it, it's done. First things first, I'm gonna put this lid on. I'm gonna grab my loose trucks. The setup with my Gullwings. Super loose. Loose as they can be with medium bones bushings. No washers on there. So I'm riding maximum kingpin height as loose as I can. And I'm just gonna try to carve. I'm not really gonna try to push the carve either, because last week off camera, I was pumping on this hip right by that blood spot. And I pushed and pumped too hard. Wheels lost traction, took a slam to my, I don't know, my liver, elbow into the liver. It was a nasty fall. I kick myself every time I do a spill like that and I don't get it on camera. So anyway, I'm just gonna see how the carving goes. Let's get into this with some warm-ups, yo. All right, guys. So since the beginning this morning, I came out, I got on my Gullwing Mission 10-inch trucks, super loose, into the kingpins, full-length kingpins, no washers taking up any space. Nut backed off as far as it can be with bones medium bushings. Super turny with a 1/4-inch riser. It gives me plenty of room to run 60mm wheels. Very fun, very carvy ride. Possibly unbeatable because that geometry just lends itself with being turny but still stable. So if you're somebody who wants to ride looser, but wheel bite is a fear, I think that Gullwing with a 1/4 riser and like 58, 60mm wheels, it's a perfect setup. I'd say that the Indy 215 turns just as nice. But you know what? If you're worried about grinding kingpins on those, you're gonna have to change the kingpin to an inverted kingpin. I think Crux makes one. I think some people have said. And I'm using the Grind King in mine. And the Indy truck is phenomenal. I'm using a 1/4-inch riser on that. Those trucks, the axle rides a little closer to the board than they do with the same riser pad on the Gullwing Mission 10. If I loosen the Indies up the same, so that they're the same, they can get a little bit snappy. Like if you overturn, you can get that oh crap factor going on the Indy. So I like to ride my Indy just a tad tighter. I notice if I just give it like an extra 1/4 to a 1/2 a turn, it takes that sketchiness out of the truck some. I started on the Gullwing. I did a few carving only runs, and then I switched over to my Bear trucks, as loose as they could be. And I will admit, I have bones hard bushings in there. The kingpin is literally as loose as I can have it. I feel like on those trucks, the Bear trucks, I can probably ride them as loose as I want to. The downside is they sit the lowest to the deck of any of them. I mean, it's probably close to a 1/2 inch lower than the Gullwing and a 1/4 inch lower than the Indy. So the wheel bite there, whenever I stop, I start sweating in my eyes. So the wheel bite there is definitely more of a concern on those trucks to loosen them up. I've said before, I like the way they grind. They seem to offer a little more resistance on pipe coping. So I think this, to say something good about everything, I think if you like riding your trucks tight, if you skate parks that have predominantly pipe coping, I think that you could really dig those low riding Bear 10-inch trucks. But if you like to carve and you ride pools with concrete, and you just like to feel the joy of turning, I mean, nothing can beat the Indy, I guess. It might have some downsides with needing to change that kingpin. I think the ride is worth the effort. I'm probably going to get another set Indy 215s so that I can have two different setups with wheels. And I think maybe I'll start riding mostly Indy 215. I think that the Gullwing Mission 10, I think it's a good truck. It's just not an Indy. And it's not a classic Gullwing, the Pro 3. Like, it doesn't have the nostalgia of that. I think if Gullwing was to make a 10-inch Pro 3 truck, I'm in. But this new one, to me, it's not quite as good looking. It's not as nostalgic for sure. It's a new creation. You do have plenty of kingpin height on that truck. If Ace were to make a 10-inch, that'd probably be my all-time favorite. But for right now, I can't deny that Indy 215. I'm not going to say I'm done with the Bear trucks, but in riding all these setups looser and looser, I'm getting more comfortable loose. And I just don't see why I'd want to go back to something that had a limiting geometry And I really feel that the bare truck is sort of limiting. I also don't really want to ride angled riser pads. To me, there's just something kind of weird in that. And I know that's weird. But, dude, indies feel good. They just do. Thank you, Jesus!